Hi, my name is Kayla. Some call me Miss Kayla, and you may have seen me before in the Spine series with the Paige Fraser Foundation. Well, I'm happy to be back this month of May to celebrate and acknowledge Mental Health and Behavioral Health Awareness Month. This one is a tough one. It's never a good feeling to not be yourself or to not see clearly. It can be isolating, not being able to connect with others when things are going on that you cannot quite explain. And there are many reasons. It isn't always a disorder or a mental condition that causes these kind of behavioral problems. Sometimes it's your physical condition, your body, that makes all the difference in your decision making, in how you think, and how you relate to others. So today I want to talk to you about the effects of posture and pain on your mental state and what such things you can do to help aid that. The best way I can explain something is to show you. So if you'd like to follow along, then join me. If you're seated in a chair, or if you have access to a mat, towel, or your floor, have a seat. If you're taking class with me, you know the importance of sitting right on top of those sits bones, those bony marks right beneath your tush. Place your fingertips onto your shoulders and lift your elbows out to the side. Right away, take 10 to 15 seconds just to breathe and notice where tension, where stress, where odd feelings in your body are. Ready? Deep breath, in through the mouth, out through the mouth. One more breath. Mind if I share? So for me, I noticed that particularly on the right side, I can feel tension in my shoulders, I can feel tension in my forearms, and because there's a whole body connection happening, I can also feel in my upper back and to the side of my rib cage how those muscles are all tensing up. Naturally, what's happening in my shoulders or traps are also affecting the base of my neck, and there is a bit of a bulge here and tension in my cervical spine coming up to the base of my skull in the neck area. So these are two places in the spine, the cervical and the thoracic, that are all affected by tension. And I wanted to show you this so that you can know that everyday movements, just like you, being on the computer, texting and maybe holding your head down, which is the heaviest part of our bodies, doing reaches or going into oblong shapes sometimes to make things happen throughout the day, can cause these feelings, can cause tension, and eventually turn into tension headaches. Tension headaches can really take you out, can't they? Migraines, it can cause insomnia, anxiety, sleeplessness, irritability, emotional rage, mood swings, the list goes on. You may have noticed while we were doing this exercise that I asked you to breathe in through your mouth and breathe out of your mouth. If you're wondering why, it's because our jaw for a lot of people holds tension, and this mandibular area or the mandible muscle latches to our face, but it's also connected all the way down to our shoulders. So wherever tension builds in the shoulders, in the back, to the base of the neck, it also will affect the jaw, and vice versa. The jaw can affect it. So I want to show you my little diagram to give you an idea of just what I mean. Okay, so now you see how these muscles are connected. And when you're in pain or discomfort and you're experiencing a tension headache, that throbby achingness, it's your body crying out for two things: oxygen and movement. So oxygen, we can take a moment to deep breathe together. And movement comes in many forms, mindful movement, of course. Either way, these two proponents will help you with those tension headaches and get you back to feeling like yourself. When I'm experiencing particularly chest pain, neck spasms, or jaw spasms, I tend not to want to talk to people at all. Sometimes I ignore phone calls. Sometimes I can be really short and irritable with my loved ones. At times I can even make poor choices. As a result, these things put me deeper into a place of isolation and sometimes minor depression. We all feel it, we all go through it, and the worst of it all is not showing up. You may have seen those quotes, show up for yourself, make sure that you show up. But this isn't easy to do when we're thinking about mental health, when you're truly in a state of distress and you can't quite explain it because something is physically happening to you that affects your mood, that affects your thought process, and the list goes on. Well, showing up isn't as easy, right? So here are some things to consider when you're having a hard time. Essential oils. Use these at the start or the end of your day, sometimes during the lunch hour. You can use this during your warm-up dancers or while you're taking gyrokinesis or gyrotonic to, as you're opening and awakening your body, bring in an aromatic experience, a sensory experience to help enhance what you're doing. So I've got essential oil here. It's called Breathe, and it's a combination of a few things. Eucalyptus, there's some melaleuca here, citrus lemon, cardamom, some really great things. So you would simply, and not all essential oils you can do this with, by the way. Some do need to be diluted with water or oil, but this one is safe. Take about one, if you need, 2 drops, put them into your hand, and you're going to create an inhaler. Rub it together and just place it over your head. Drop your chin into your hand and take a deep breath. And do that a few times. During your awakening of the senses, you can also use your essential oil to rub your temples. When we do this, drop your jaw, tops of the ears, pull high. Exhale. Try to release all the tension that's there. You can do this with the lower lobes. Inhale to breathe in your mouth. Bring those same fingertips with your essential oil just beneath the jaw and just give it a gentle press. Create circles up and out and down. Tapping is also great. If you start at the top of the head, the hairline, come down to the forehead, all the way down to the bridge of your nose. Deep inhale. And then use the middle finger and the ring finger to create pressure just beneath the eyelids. Let the weight of the head fall into the fingertips. This is all good to help release the jaw. And then last but not least, bring the fingers to the Adam's apple and just give it a light touch as you look in either direction. Take that next deep breath. Switch other side. Deep breath in. And release. I feel better already. Movement, oxygen, awareness. These things alone make a total difference and help you get back to feeling yourself when you're not in the mood, not in that right state of mind, having a hard time connecting to others, or acting not quite like yourself. Then there's water. We could all afford to drink more water throughout the day. Jazz it up, make it fun. I have lime in here. You can use lemon, you can use orange, you can use strawberries, you can put melons in your water. Whatever you choose to alkaline in or enhance your water, take in more water throughout those days when you're having a hard time. Hydrate. You want to drink like you want to guzzle, really, like you haven't had water in days and you're out in the desert. Those instances when you're having a hard time mentally, water can save you. And then last but not least, your eating habits. Your food choices will truly determine where chemically and also in your hormones your body is. So try to stay away from the sugar, the caffeinated foods, the spicy and hot foods, and also excessive salt. This can dramatically change things when you are in a mental state that's off. Choose more neutral, alkaline, plant-based foods that will bring you closer to yourself. It brings you closer to the earth and hopefully reset things for you when you're having a hard time. So as we're thinking about our jaw, as we're thinking about our neck, here's one thing to consider as well. Your spine, of course. I wouldn't be a gyrokinesis teacher if I didn't talk about this one. So a happy spine is a happy time, really and truly. So this is cutting off a lot of energy centers. Your heart center here can't connect with your solar plexus, can't connect with your throat for communication. By rising in the spine, and you can use support with a pillow, or you can use support with blocks. To help you to be seated upright makes a difference. When you're in the car, I have a lumbar support pillow, or at my desk, I have a upper back pillow. Use what you need to get by. And then when you are at your computer, it's best to have your computer about this level, at your shoulder level, so that you have access to your heart and your heart has access to you. Lower tends to cause us to tilt our body forward and then break the line that we were talking about. High is a good choice too, but then we tend to strain the neck to look upwards. So be as even as possible and also be at a fairly good distance, not too close and not too far away. So just something to think about posturally as well. This can dramatically affect our mood. Here we are virtually living, learning, and working. And this relationship that we have with technology, it's not like being able to connect with people on a day-to-day. So just consider that as well and give yourself a couple of minutes a day to step away from devices, get some fresh air if you can, or just introduce movement to help you feel more like yourself. It's been my pleasure to share with you today. I hope these tips and tools you can use to get through this month and also bring attention and awareness beyond the month of May to your mental and behavioral health. Thank you to the Paige Frazier Foundation for allowing me to speak on this very important topic. And thank you all for the work that you do for those experiencing hardships with their spines through scoliosis and other disorders and conditions, and people like myself with chronic pain as well. Thank you so much.